Welcome to Sad Boys, a podcast about feelings and other things also. I'm Jarvis.
I'm Jordan.
Why are you doing that robotic thing?
Just like usual.
Okay.
I'm just a natural looking guy. I haven't been replaced with an android on account of someone accidentally punched me at Creator Clash. My head fell off.
Wow. We'll look into that later. Today we're joined by one of our dear friends, Chad.
Hi, that's me.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello. How you doing?
Jordan.
Hi. You move really smoothly
Thank you so much.
and naturally.
You might be compensating for him being a robot.
Do you think I
He's
have,
a what?
I mean,
do I have like the verisimilitude of like a real person? If you looked at me, you'd be like, that's a guy. That's like a
Yeah,
human
that's
guy.
a guy named Jordan.
Thank you so
That's
much.
what I said when I came in
That's
the
a
room.
word I feel like I haven't heard since the SAT.
Big favorite.
Yeah.
I never took whatever the equivalent of the SATs are. Is it just
No.
questions?
Is it just
Is
questions?
it just questions?
Yeah, I do think
It
Even
is.
though
in a
this
way.
It's like, how many numbers are there?
That is one of the
Yeah,
questions.
that's one of the
that they asked.
questions.
In the first 100. How many numbers are there? What's going on, Chad?
Nothing. We're in a hotel after Creator Clash.
We are in a hotel after Creator Clash. We're in Tampa, Florida right now. We could dox ourselves. We're at the Floridan Palace Hotel.
We're at the Florida Palace Hotel.
So we're at a hotel called not the Floridian.
No.
No, that would make
that
sense.
would make sense. The Floridan, and we don't know why.
We don't know who Dan is.
We don't know who Dan is or who Flor is.
Or who Florida is. I don't know.
It's on Florida Avenue. So
Yeah.
my assumption was like, oh, it's like the Florida Palace Hotel.
Well, no matter how many times I see it or how many times I hear somebody say it, every time I read the name of this hotel, my brain adds an I, no matter what.
Where does it add the I?
The Floridian.
Floridani.
Dian.
Did you just call me an idiot?
Yeah. What?
The Floridian idiot.
You idiot.
Don't want to be a Floridian.
Oh, shit, you are by birth, though. How's it feel to be back
true.
in the motherland, brother?
Oh man,
yeah.
I
Welcome
hate
home.
it. I stepped outside and just immediately started sweating, and I was like, just like old times, man.
Yeah.
That's why I had to get it. I mean, I had to apologize when Chad came into my hotel room this morning because I had it at 65 degrees.
It was just like a wall.
Yeah, it was. Because I'm going to be in, if there's one thing about me, I'm going to be comfortable. And I think I'm just more comfortable cold than I am warm. And there's just too much warmth in Florida, so I have to fight it back with whatever I have.
You are the yin to my yang as far as temperature goes. I naturally do not generate heat. It's I would say the most corrosive element of any relationship I've had has been the fact that I'm cold all the time.
I know,
and
and-
unpleasant to touch.
I was gonna say I've had the opposite relationship in romantic relationships because I'm always hot. And women, turns out, that I date do not like it when it's 65 degrees.
No. I was going to say that it's like I kind of am on the same page as you,
Yeah.
where it's like whenever I prefer summertime and like warmer months, but at the same time I don't, because then it's like inside winter.
Yeah.
It's like a new season.
I
It's a
prefer
completely
the
different
winter
thing.
because, and I've always liked the winter, even in Florida. It does get cold in Florida, but
Does it get less muggy when it's
no,
cold?
it's like always, it's always
That's
bad.
sick. That's
Yeah.
so cool. That's good for you, I imagine.
But it is nicer when it's cold, but it's always a thing where I'm just sweating and having to apologize about how cold it is. So it's just like, I was gonna say, like, you don't complain as much as you probably should, so I appreciate that.
I'm just a stoic as hell guy, I guess.
Okay, yeah.
just built
The
different.
verisimilitude of a robot.
I'm kind of
Yeah,
the
yeah.
verisimilitude of a great dude that's fun to love.
Okay, cool. it's like,
it.
if you have to say it though, I don't know if it.
Okay. It's fine. Just nobody was saying it, but I could tell everyone wanted to.
So yeah, Creator Clash is over now. We're all flying out tonight, so we just wanted to get the pod in.
Cool pod mode.
Quick little pod.
Quick little, yeah, that. And
We're done. It was really quick.
yeah, that was so quick I can't even with quick.
Patreon.com/sadboys.
Click the pod.
Yeah. Speaking of Patreon.com/sadboys, there will be a bonus episode with Chad right after this, but we're going to do a whole pod right now, so don't complain, okay? You get 90 minutes of free content.
Okay, sit down. Sit back down right now.
Some people are like, I wish they didn't talk about the Patreon. We got to keep Jordan in the country, okay?
We're doing my best. No.
The immigration. This morning, the cleaning people tried to come, and I had to have a conversation in broken Spanish, which is one of my least favorite things because I have the shame of knowing I took 5 years of Spanish and not being able to carry a very simple conversation.
Does this apply to you also? Mm-hmm. This is one of like 3 big, most American experiences.
Really? Yeah.
Universally. And no one seems to think it's as crazy as I. If I told you, like, yeah, I've been practicing my driving test for 7 years, and I just never took it and can't drive.
Like in my case, it was mostly. I mean, this applied to a bunch of my classes, but I took like I think 4 semesters of Spanish. It was a memorization game.
Exactly.
And
it's
that's
not
why.
immersive
And
like,
no, it's not. And it's like it's just like vocabulary words and. So it's like you cram study for a couple days before the test or a quiz that you have. You memorize these words for 1 day, and then you like toss it out to make room for for other stuff.
For other stuff that you have to cram. Because the American school system is very easy to game if you just cram. If you just memorize, and then forget it. That's, exactly. That
summarizes everything.
One of the things I like the least about my own experience in school is that I didn't prioritize learning as much as I prioritized getting the grade. So I got very good grades in school.
Same.
But I didn't learn as much as I should have. And I think that is like it's like, I could say it's a personal failure, but I think that because it's so systemic, it feels more like how we teach and how we evaluate students.
I mean, it's asking so much of a kid to understand the distinction when all the adults around them are rewarding them and incentivizing them to do exactly what you did.
Yeah.
When it would be like just driving illegally and getting somewhere faster. Everyone saying, nice, awesome.
Right.
But then, it feels bad.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like,
in the future now, it feels like I was doing the wrong thing.
Yeah, exactly. It's the path of least resistance. Yeah. But for my Spanish, because I did take it for so long, it comes back whenever I like immerse myself. But I just like don't use it so regularly. But it is one of those things where if I'm in a Spanish speaking country, like I was in Spain for a wedding recently, and I was like, okay, I know what's going on here. You know?
Madonna.
That's your Italian mobster thing that you say.
No. I'm a culture travel guy. Bonjour.
Oh, that's French.
Bonjour, welcome to Brazil.
And you're not okay.
In Germany.
Okay, so you're okay. Hold on.
I've got to have hit one.
Somebody
You're
stop
a
him.
Frenchman speaking English, welcoming me to France and Germany. Brazil and Germany.
Brazil.
Rio de Janeiro in Germany.
I'm sure there's like a little Rio in some German town.
A little Rio. A teeny weeny
petit Rio.
Quick little Rio.
Quick little Rio. Oh yeah, quick little pod.
You said you also had good grades. You graded.
Huh?
You got good grades in school?
Oh, yeah. I was...
What a loser.
Thank you. But I was also homeschooled, so it's until college.
How do you
but
get
in college?
That would be so funny if you had awful grades.
Yeah, you're like, my mom is kicking my ass right now.
My math teacher was so mean, and she was also all the other teachers.
Yeah.
She was nice in math, but mean in Spanish.
Well, I don't want to assume what like parent was homeschooling you.
My mom.
Okay.
Yeah. But the thing is, and this is kind of like I don't know if this applies to every homeschooling experience. I mean, obviously it doesn't, but there comes a point where unless the parent who's homeschooling you is like a teacher, an actual teacher, like studying, there comes a point where they can't really help you as much as they could. So
you have to eventually apply the knowledge in a traditional grading test environment, kind of like getting a if you don't finish high school, there's like a thing you get
GED.
Is it? Yeah. Like, do you do that at the end, or like what are you saying?
There are these programs. I'm not like well versed in all of them, but there was a great. You would have to report like every semester, and I think you would also have to report the subjects that you were going to be covering every semester as well, and then at the end you would report them. It's not a flawless system.
I wonder what sort of like subjects you can squeeze in there. Like, I got an A+ in cleaning the bathroom, doing my chores that my mom asked me to. Yeah,
I'm so too. I haven't talked about that for like a year and a half, 2 years.
You maybe alluded to it, but I don't recall much about it.
At like 13, I just refused to keep going to school. I just hated it. And then
Was it the racism?
I was too smart.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
too easy. It was it was a mix between being really, really smart and being called the N-word every day. It would have been a mix.
That'll do it.
Yeah.
And being bad at class and not liking it and hating my uniform. But I went, I just stopped. I refused to go in for a while. And then we just iced it, said, okay, fine, let's learn the things you're interested in, because it's also the age portion where there's the grades you get at that age in the UK, the equivalent of the tests do not impact anything practical.
Right.
Yeah.
When you apply for college, you're not applying based on your lifetime grade performance. It's 6 months before you apply. That is like
right. It's like it can't
be.
be added. It's like committing a crime as like a minor
Yeah.
or whatever.
And getting into university in the UK is not for a lot of places. There's certainly, like the Ivy League equivalents, which are a lot more judicious. And then there's certain courses that are a lot more strict. But in my case, applying for an art school it's jazz. Like you can just be you can just write a convincing enough cover letter and get some recommendations from teachers that really liked you.
Yeah.
You just get in. I got into a good college without grades. I just didn't have any grades. I was just...
Damn, that's like such a flex.
Yeah.
I don't have grades.
I have grades. I have
You're
style. I
too
have
cool
swag.
for school.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Literally.
Grades? Sorry, never heard of
I
it.
truly
Yeah.
rizzed my way into
Yeah.
school.
May I attend the school with Riz?
Trying to kiss the interview on the cheek.
Yeah.
Mon ami. Yeah, welcome to...
Well, I mean, it always comes back to French with you.
Yeah, welcome
Yeah.
to Australia.
Nope, still wrong.
Still-
There's Australia.
Why is the accent always French? Are you still trying to figure out where France
Oh,
is?
no, this one is at the outback.
The outback?
Le outback.
Still in Australia.
Oh
I
my
think.
gosh, kangaroo.
Okay.
Look out.
Are you on it some sort of wildlife
Like a safari?
expedition? Yeah.
Yeah, the hell, they're a lion.
He's just telling us what he's
It's
seeing.
crazy. A whale. There's a
There's a whale. Wait, now I'm interested.
Yeah, I can't believe it.
It's a real land whale.
There's a land-based whale. A hammerhead shark. Shark blue.
Shark rib.
Oh.
I'm delirious, by the way. I think I got punched.
Oh yeah.
Big punching weekend, huh?
Big punching
Lots
weekend.
of punching.
It's not too much.
Lots of punching.
Yeah.
Creative class was super fun. It was super great to see everybody, have friends come out and support me. I lost. It's fine. And it was super cool.
The people's champ.
The people's champ, dude. I got a good round in there, and then I had a classic asthma attack.
Hell yeah.
But that's my own doing because I got sort of caught by the lights, the lights camera action of it all. My nerves got the best of me, and then I didn't do my game plan, because I knew I would run the risk of activating my exercise induced asthma.
And that's the thing, right? Is the thing you can't train for is stepping out into the walkout. And Aaron had done that before.
It's true. Not to take anything away from Aaron, I think he trained really hard for this, and he deserves it and everything.
He was fun about it too. It's nice that there
fun.
wasn't much. Well, actually, I can't think of anybody that had a really contentious pre-fight.
No, I think it was all pretty. Everybody was pretty cordial and pretty
Yeah.
friendly about everything, and Aaron and I had a lot of good conversations, mostly talking about Magic the Gathering, before and after the fight. But
Would you consider doing it, Chacha?
Fighting?
Mm-hmm.
I somebody asked me that the other night, and I said that I don't think I would, mainly because of just the commitment of it. And now, because of you doing this, I know how much of a time.
Yeah, we have
Right.
first-hand account.
Yeah. It's just it's a crazy amount of work, and I don't think
yeah.
that I could. I don't think I could do that.
yeah, that's when I said that I wouldn't do it again, and most of it is actually because of the amount of commitment it is, because there's just so much stuff that I couldn't do as a result of the commitment, and I'm really glad that I did it this once. But
Do you want to keep training at all? I know obviously you want to stay in shape, but
I want to stay in
specifically.
shape. I definitely want to so one of the issues is that I had a lot of health stuff. I think I talked about this on the pod before, but I hurt my back, and that prevented me from running. And so I want to try to actually focus on that and get back to running because it's something I enjoy. and so I have what would happen before is if I tried to run and I fucked anything up and tightened my back up, it would mean I couldn't train. So I was in a good cadence where I could like do my PT workouts and stuff and then also be able to train. But now since I don't have that sort of fight coming up, I can commit some time to like getting back to like cardio, because that's obviously something that like is going to be super beneficial just in my life moving forward. But I would consider doing, they asked me to do chess boxing last year, but I didn't want to run the risk of an injury and then not being able to do Creator Clash. And I think that was the right decision for me at the time, considering that like there were some people who competed in both events and, had to drop out or what have you. But I, because chess boxing has less of a training window, it's something I would consider. If it was like a couple of months, then that's like one thing. I could like plan ahead for something like that. But for Creator Clash, you're kind of like, I got the message about Creator Clash when I was basically on the plane from last Creator Clash.
Yeah.
And that's how long it's like occupied my headspace. So it's been a full year of me thinking about boxing.
Yeah.
Even before I committed to do it, it was like a thing of like, how is this going to impact X, Y, and Z aspect of my life and stuff. And so I'm so like, I was smiling so much like after the fight, if you like look at me, because I was like, I'm finally fucking done.
Yeah. And
I didn't get hurt. It's like, I unfortunately like, I had to make a call because I knew I wouldn't be able to catch my breath to end the fight. Like, sorry, I like waved it off. I was like, okay, I'm good. And that was because I was like, I cannot catch my breath. And so as a result, I will just keep taking headshots while I'm trying to catch my breath. And I like my head.
Sure.
And I want to protect it.
It's one of the best faces you have.
Thank you.
We like your head too.
That's why you're the looks and I'm the brains of the show.
Exactly.
And the muscle and the like charm.
Exactly. Yeah, and we have a great, and I didn't want to mess up the balance that we have.
I'm the face too.
Oh.
Yeah.
So welcome to
Can't believe it.
welcome to Kenya.
There's a tiger.
There's a rare land bird. It flies in the sand.
The penguin. There's a penguin.
Is a penguin? Is a safari penguin?
It drives the truck.
It drives a Jeep 4Runner. It's all-wheel drive penguin.
It leases it. Land Rover.
So anyway, I mean,
like this guy. I like this character.
It was such a it was a really positive experience, and I think that like I had a rough night on Saturday, and we're like after sort of the lights, the camera, and action of everything, like seeing fans. Like I want to thank everybody who came out. It was so great to meet everybody. It's like because I haven't had a ton of these like live outings, it was crazy to see people who had made signs for me and people who just like really wanted photos and people like hyperventilating and like really excited to meet me, or somebody like taking a photo of me in my merch before the show and they were like, I'm gonna try to find you, and then I like later saw them that night and like we took a picture and I was like, this is like also sweet.
We got the whole YouTube squad out. We
got the squad out.
We got a damn Royal Rumble.
It was cool. No, it was cool, and I got a chance to like walk out with all of you guys.
Yeah,
and that was just like such a special experience for me. I was like almost in tears like before the fight even started, just out of gratitude and really just like appreciation for everyone who was like in my corner, like literally and figuratively.
I think I even thinking about it gets me welled up. I was like in the same way you are. I've been so aware of you doing this for such a long time that it's just become like, oh, it's my boxing friend Jarvis. Like, when are we doing the show? Oh, that's going to cut into boxing. Or I even when we were about to walk out, it was just like, hey, a little bit of performance, doing some stuff. We start walking out. I'm not getting in the ring. My heart rate's pretty low. I'm feeling fine. And then I sat down, and there's something to it's so uncinematic sitting at a low angle, because I was literally in your corner.
Yeah.
Sitting at a low angle next to Quick,
My coach.
trainer, and like just my little trainer fighter badge, just watching it. As soon as it started happening, I cried for like 5 seconds. Just like one time, I'm just like, oh, fucking hell. Like,
Yeah.
It took me a second to be like, no, he's supposed to be getting punched.
Yeah.
That's allowed to happen. Like,
Yeah.
I don't need to get it.
I told Jarvis that the other night. I was like, I was almost in tears. Like, I was about to cry.
It was just very, not good or bad. It's just like, I don't know. It was like overwhelming. Yeah, and I also know how much it means to you and how hard you worked for it.
Yeah. It's like, I like let myself be, have like my emotions, like I let myself feel my emotions on Saturday, but after that, like, the fight was on Saturday. And then after that on Sunday,
it's Monday when we record this.
It's Monday when we're recording this now. And then yesterday was the day after the fight. And, we just got brunch together with a bunch of friends. We like all went out last night, and just like being surrounded by friends and just sharing in fun times, and like just being able to fully like be present and not be thinking about how it impacts other aspects of my life and stuff was just such a grounding experience. And I like tried to text every friend last night that I was like super grateful for them. And it like meant a lot to me that, you both came out.
Yeah, I was thinking about figuring out like some way that we can do similar group trips, at least for a lot of us to meet up independent of third party kind of events.
Yeah.
Right.
It's never easy to be like, hey, you are going on vacation.
Right, because everyone's it's like you need a work excuse. It's one of those situations where
safari.
like
Yeah,
oh my God!
I'm from Melbourne.
It is the sand bear. It is the bear that buries under the sand.
I'm from Beijing. Can't believe it.
I cannot believe it. I'm from Nippon, Japan.
My name is Xi Jinping.
I am from Yokohama.
You do it.
I'm good. I'm gonna.
You were saying like maybe punching.
Huh?
Maybe next time you punch. You do punching next time.
In next year at Creator Clash?
Yeah.
I was saying that?
You're saying you're gonna maybe.
Why are you talking like that?
Are you okay?
I'm nervous. I'm shy. I'm a small beard.
No, I didn't say. I didn't say that.
You'd be tempted. What if it was at something smaller scale? What about like it's only people that have been training for 3 weeks? It's the Will Haynes rule.
I don't know. I would have to think about it. It's definitely more appealing that way than it is like with the whole year and like you're leaving this event. If I were to leave here tonight and then I get a text on the plane like next year, I would just cry the whole way home. But I don't know. I would have to think about it. It's just like the crowd, like the walkout last night we were just talking about, that was so stressful. Just like walking behind you.
Yeah, for context, I just had like a bunch of friends. I think there was maybe 9 people total, just like walking behind me, and it was like, what are we doing the special? I'm like, literally nothing. Just walk out with me. I just thought that.
And
cool.
I was like, oh my God,
yeah,
that's so stressful.
Yeah.
Me and Eddie, I feel like we were going insane.
That was awesome.
There's like action shots of me and Eddie screaming.
It was like Eddie, the way Eddie tells it. Eddie Burback, friend of the show, listen to the Eddie episode. But the way Eddie tells it, he was like, this is my Eddie. He's like, I was just gonna keep myself, like I was just gonna be calm. And then I see Jordan and he's going crazy. And then I just like felt like I had to match his energy. So there's these photos of Jordan like, yeah. And then Eddie's like, yeah. And then there's a photo, this on my Instagram, of Drew. Where he's just like, he looks like, he's like concerned.
He's doing the walking pose of like Sasquatch. That one photo.
It was so funny because
Yeah.
Amanda took these photos. Amanda, Drew's wife, who's a friend of mine, a friend of ours as well, and she was like, what did she tell me? No, because I was sitting next to Drew at brunch yesterday, and he was like, I just didn't know what to do. Like I was just so confused. I was just like so overwhelmed. I don't know. And so like, I'm glad he was a good sport about me posting that photo because it's so funny.
It is a great follow-up. The duality of man.
Yeah, dude, I love every one of my friends. You know, like also shout out to Jakey, Nikki, Jakey, Billy, Chrissy,
Little Teddy.
Ted, Shay, just Sam, Barry, Non. Sam, Barry, Non kind of sounds like Knott's Berry Farm.
Yeah. Sam Brino.
Frogan. Oh my God, the like list goes on. It's like one of those things where I don't want to leave anyone out by,
but holding on to that, man, and knowing which ones we already said.
Yeah, it's just I just, you know, I'm just overwhelmed with gratitude.
We forgot about.
Oh, Chad.
Yeah, it's fine. It's okay.
Way
It's
too
fine.
late.
Oh man, that's damn.
So it's not like I'm sitting in the same room as you or anything.
Oh, but you are sitting in the same room.
He chose not to say.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I just figured.
where are we?
We're in the room.
The Floridian Palace
No,
Hotel.
Floridan.
Damn it. Okay.
The flow.
Dan it, actually. Wait, so I want to talk, Chad, about you a bit because I feel.
Oh no! Oh
sweaty.
shit.
I know this is the part of the podcast where we make you talk about yourself.
God.
I feel like
truth.
I feel like you, to a lot of people, just popped out fully formed. You know what I mean?
I just
On the
showed
internet.
up.
Did you say that?
Yeah, they were like, there's this new content creator and they're very funny and they're talking about men with podcasts on the internet or whatever.
Yeah. Was it the podcast?
Alpha Male Podcast.
Was it that?
No, I mean you had videos before them, but
I did,
I'm just saying, like, what was your content creator journey like? How did you end up in a situation where you're like, I'm gonna upload something with my blue hair?
With my the wig.
The wig.
That's like the bane of my existence, the blue wig. And
Yeah,
the,
you're like very Scott Pilgrim pilled.
Yeah.
You're like Ramona Flowers.
Ramona Flower. Oh my God. The Ramona
shaking.
Flowers. So first I'll talk about the wig. So the wig was because I buzzed my hair off in 2019 or something.
Oh, why?
like
Was
that.
something weird happening in the world?
Just in my head.
Oh, just in your head, yeah.
No,
You were like,
I
can't
wanted
leave
to
this
do
place.
it. There's if you talk to, I had talked to a few women and it's like, it's a thing where they're like, you have to do it at least once in your life.
Yeah.
That's something that you just have to do. You have to shave it all off just to experience it one time. If you don't like it, it's fine, but
Yeah.
you still need to do it.
I also just want to sort of make a meta contextual note that I was kind of referencing the like Britney Spears thing because there's this thing in the media where like if a woman like buzzes her hair off, at least back then, it's what's going on?
Mental
It's like
breakdown.
coded like a mental breakdown.
No,
and obviously
yeah.
this isn't that.
No.
and it's just like
It's just an experience
It's just an
because
experience.
there's so much thought that goes into my hair, and it's just a thing that you constantly have to worry about.
yeah.
And
I mean,
you're
just
like
being
you're
your friend,
always thinking about
just
your
being
hair.
your friend, I know that you're always thinking about your hair
Yeah.
in the best way because it's like you've got to be coloring your hair. You've got to be like, there's a lot of upkeep.
Appointments. Well, yeah.
And there's like, I got this color. It's like, I don't like this color. I'm going to fix it. That's a thing that does happen.
It does. I talk about all the time.
I went to the salon and I told them, I showed them the color I want and it's not the color I want. And then I'm like, oh no. And then you send me a photo and it's like a gorgeous photo. The hair looks amazing. And then she's like, I'm going to fix it. It's kind of like, and then the next thing I find out is like, okay, it's better. And I'm like, did you even need to go to the salon? Because it seems like you
I've been doing my own hair for forever. And then
Yeah.
recently I've gotten to a point where I'm like, okay, I don't have as much time.
Right.
So I've tested out a couple of salons and it hasn't gone great. I think it's just like a transition period
It is.
from like for so long doing
Yeah.
it myself. And it's like, I can, I know better than anybody what I want.
You
course.
You've
So-
set the success parameters, right?
Yeah.
It can
And so
only miss.
it's just,
Yeah.
So that's,
It's like working with editors.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Where it's like you've got a creative vision,
a clear idea.
and you know so immediately. Your taste is so refined. You immediately know I want this, I don't want that,
Mm-hmm.
and the other person doesn't know that. So when
Yeah.
you see it, you're like, this isn't it.
Mm-hmm.
And so you've got to like find. You're so good at finding that because you know exactly what's in the images in your head.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But But no, it's not. It wasn't like a mental. It was just something that you have to try one time where you do it and you're not worried about your hair, and it's just a.
I don't know. You change your hair. You fit. You like do stuff. You like.
I do.
You express yourself with your
change stuff up, and it was just something I hadn't
and it's dope,
done.
and it's like cool, and it's just like another version of that.
Yeah. So anyway, the wigs. That was the reason I was wearing wigs at the time, was because I was growing out the buzz cut.
Right.
And so it was in this really awkward stage of where it's like not a chic short hairstyle. It's and it's also not a shoulder length hairstyle or anything like that. And yeah, I don't know. So that's why I was wearing the wigs, and they weren't good wigs, but they were better than the hair that I had at the time.
I thought
feel
the
like.
wigs were cool.
Anyway, sorry. What was the question
the
before
question
we started
was
talking about
how
the
you
wigs?
sort of got to the point where you were like, I want to make content.
I think it was like a collection of things just over probably a period of a year.
Building up to it.
I think I had always been watching YouTube and consuming YouTube, and just like almost like every type, just kind of a fascination kind of thing.
Right.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Wow.
You especially. And,
because I was thinking about uploading in a couple of years from then.
Yeah.
You were like, I saw this empty channel called Jordan Adika.
Slowly growing subscribers.
Maybe I will
osmosis.
start my channel so that he one day will come out of his content drought.
Maybe I should make bad stuff in a couple of years.
Yeah. But so yeah, it's like a back of the mind thing where you're like, I wonder if I could do that.
Yeah.
That seems kind of cool. I wonder if I could do that. But then the pandemic happened, and so that was 2020, and then I started working from home, and then something happened toward the end of 2020 where I was working from home for less hours. And
what did you used to do for work, if you're comfortable talking about it?
So during the pandemic, I was working at this call center for a dental and orthodontist billing company. I think I can say that. Yeah, as long as I don't say.
What's the name of them? Where are they?
Where the address? Okay.
Yeah.
How much you get
it's
paid?
the Floridian Palace.
That's odd.
Wait, I'm sorry to do this, but I have to talk about the name of the hotel again. There is a sandwich shop called the Floridian, and a few of our friends accidentally Ubered there instead of back to their hotel. And we're just stuck in a Subway shop. And the driver, like Nandre was telling me this, he was like, the driver was like, I'm going to hop a Yui. And he was like, why? He was like, the Floridian. And he was like, this is a
Jersey
Subway.
Mike's.
Yeah. Okay, no, but you were working at a dental billing center.
It was like third party billing for dental
like
companies.
was it like chasing down so
it
somebody,
wasn't like chasing. It was
somebody
we were
gets a
like
filling.
taking care of their payment accounts.
Right, when I get a bill from my dentist, it's not coming from like the dentist office. It's coming from like
it was
dentabill.com or whatever.
Yeah, if like say you go in and you get something and you take a payment plan where you're paying monthly to cover. They would be the ones drafting the payment every month.
Got it.
And then so they work with them. And I was in the customer service department, and so it entailed like people calling in and saying my payment didn't go through, or like I need to change my card, and that's like the extent. That was the job.
Right.
So, and you didn't want to stop doing that because it's fun.
Oh, that was
loved
great. I loved that. It was people never took out their anger on you.
Oh yeah.
And
Why would they
like
project it to a
misplaced
stranger?
projections, and that never happened, and nobody was ever mean to me and called me names.
I can only assume
the
that they were
phone.
more respectful on account of you being a woman as well.
They really respected my authority when I told them that what was going on, and they believed me when I said
When I told them the facts that existed.
that
You have no personal investment.
Yeah,
in it.
when I was like, I didn't personally reject your payment, and your card is expired. They always took my word for it and were like, oh, no problem. I'll get that fixed.
Yeah, that's my own mistake.
That
You
was on
accidentally
me.
made your name all numbers. You're probably wrong when you filled it out. I hate to be that way.
Yeah, but that was the.
Are there any stories from that period in your life that or that job that come to mind? Any shit you want to get out? Any acts you want to grind?
Any addresses?
I think that I'm trying to remember. There were so many. It was just like every day that there was one of those, but it's kind of like now I've suppressed some of it.
That's good.
I think this one time somebody was so mad about their payment not going correctly that they like tried to find the address of the place, the billing place. I remember that one. And,
to what end?
What did you do?
Yeah, there was just, and sometimes you would just get people who were having a really bad day and would say things that would just like scare you.
Oh no!
And it was, sometimes it was rough.
Oh wow!
But
what an insane thing to do because you got a crown.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I just got a feeling.
Yeah.
I got a filling done, and now I'm gonna take out my anger.
I guess I have to threaten someone's life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and then so I was working there. I started sometime in 2019. 2020, when the pandemic, it got so much worse.
Oh,
because people were getting laid off, and there were all these changes happening, and it got really rough around that time, and it was just like this shift in general in everyone, and it was like understandable because everyone was feeling it.
Yeah.
But including the people who were like in the customer service department talking to all these other people, so it was just like both sides, like all that panic and the money stuff. It got so bad in 2020 to the point where I was like, every day was just like in tears, like working from home and just like every phone call, you're just waiting for somebody to start yelling at you, and it was just terrible. So
and you get like
nice.
what a fucking 2-minute refractory period between the next.
No, you don't
call.
get 2 minutes. That's another thing about. So I worked at another call center before that call center, and this is something. It is so stressful because you're on a computer the whole time. And you're not allowed to like leave your desk except for your breaks or your lunch, and they know what you're doing every second of the day. So like they know when you're on the phone, they know when you hang up the phone, they know how long you're sitting there noting the account, they know how long it takes for you to, they know how long you sat in between calls, they know how long you were on your break, they know. They know every single second.
So whack.
And there's some things where it's like you can say you're away, which is what you usually use for the bathroom, but it's like 5 minutes. You were gone for 5 minutes on Tuesday, and that wasn't your break time. Like, what are you doing? And it's just
Were you shitting?
Were you taking
happened?
a massive dump? What was going
How much?
on?
Show us pictures.
But yeah, it's just like every second, and you're just constantly like, it's like eyes on you coming out of the computer screen. And you just and they can hear everything's recorded too. So they're just like every phone call and everything you do.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
And for surveillance purposes as well.
Yeah.
That's how the Patriot Act works.
Yeah.
Quality
assurance. We're just surveilling Americans for quality assurance.
So yeah, call centers are not, I don't recommend. I will say that the one that I worked at before the billing company was worse.
Really?
It was surprisingly worse, yeah.
Imagine if hell was really hot.
Yeah,
Way hotter.
I think I was only there for 3 months or so. And for reference, at the one that I said I was like crying every day, I was there for 2 years. So the other one, other one I was only there for 3 months. It was, I don't know if you guys have ever had this, where say you go to the hospital for an outpatient kind of procedure, and then maybe you get a phone call asking you about your experience. It was like that. It was that kind of thing. It was also just surveys in general.
Okay.
Like calling, but it was like cold calling. Out center, calling, reaching out to people, not them calling in to talk to you.
Not just medical.
No, not just medical.
Okay.
Right, but anything where you're cold calling.
Anything where
rough.
where you're calling someone else and you're asking questions, and they, but there also are, it's like multiple choice. You you'd have to read all the choices to them. It's like strongly agree, disagree, or strongly disagree. And you gotta like read every. It was insane because it was some of these companies would not. It's like they couldn't grasp that people do not want to do this. They don't care about these surveys, and so
No
they
one
would
wants a cold call.
They would send scripts. Also, there was a book of things that you were allowed to say. You were not allowed to say anything. So like if I call you, I'm like, hey, how's it going? Written up. You can't say anything that is not in this book. Like if it says,
What are they worried people are going to say?
It's
Help, I'm being held hostage by a terrible call center.
This one's worse than the one I'm going to do in the
this one's
future.
worse. Yeah, it was so insane. Like somebody would be like, oh, hi, how are you? And I'd be like flipping through this book.
Oh, no.
That's how bad it was. You just
And
you
how
weren't
high are
allowed
you
to say
sounds like a
anything.
rare thing that you would get.
It was.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Who the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Why are you
and
calling
I don't
me?
blame them. I really don't
They
blame
said,
them.
fuck off and die. I
Yeah.
need to.
Die.
Where in the.
I'll just notate the account. They told me to jump off a bridge.
Yeah. It says I say, oh, thank you, have a nice day, in response to jump off a bridge.
Yes.
Jump off a bridge
Yes.
is the first thing in the pipeline. Like the most common
It's
thing.
in order of frequency. They're like, oh, F off and die, that's page 1.
Okay. Lie down in the middle of the freeway. Okay, yeah, I don't know.
Okay, cool. No, a rare insult is on page 17. It says, I hope you get swallowed by a sand shark.
A lot of options for this. Huh? What? Why?
I hope you get run over by a penguin in a
Penguin in
Forerunner.
a Jeep Wrangler. I don't.
They have that? What accent are you doing, sir? Oh yeah, I guess you have to be like faux formal as well, right? Like, oh well, thank you, madam, or whatever.
Thank you, sire.
Sire.
For giving me your strongly disagree.
Many thanks upon you, sir, for splitting the harvest. I'm ever so grateful. Fuck off and die in the road.
I want to kill you with an axe.
Page. I can't read, sir. What does this book say?
Unfortunately, I don't know how to read.
I must follow the parchment.
I must follow the scroll.
Hello, how
Let
you
me
doing?
consult the scroll.
It's like Dobby the house elf. Oh, I'm afraid I can't speak back to you, sir. I'm not allowed to respond to that one.
You get fired by being given a sock.
Oh, remember when Hermione was like, slavery is bad, and J.K. Rowling had her characters make fun of her for it?
Stop being so annoying.
What a dumbo. Hermione should shut up like the woman that you are.
What a try-hard.
Anyway, do our homework.
You anti-slavery dog.
You stupid nerd, dude. Oh my god.
This is civil rights.
Oh my
Get the
god.
hell out of here.
I am like, is there something that, you know, we can impart on the audience for the well-being of people who are in that job today? Like, how has that affected how you take those calls? Like when you find yourself talking to someone from a call center.
You're definitely a lot nicer. I mean,
Oh, like you are like when you receive those.
when I received
Yeah,
them,
yeah,
yeah.
What's you can't answer that.
Well, actually, it's fun. My mom. So when I was working at the survey calls, the bad one.
They call it the Survey Corps. It's kind of an Attack on Titan reference.
When I was working, I was working there, and my mom. She knew what the job was, and I would like come. Because I was still living with my mom at the point, and one day she was like, "Oh, I got a call today, asking me to do a survey," and I did it. because I was thinking about you.
She was like, I told them to F off and
I
don't
told them
die.
to jump off a bridge.
Jump off a bridge.
Jump off a bridge, but land safely in the water.
Yeah.
Land
Jump off of your
safely.
fridge. Is your
And
refrigerator
into your
running?
lovely fluffy bed.
Oh
The
my
arms
God.
of a
Sleep well,
lovely
sweet
body.
dreams.
Well, sweet dreams. I'm afraid I'm not allowed to respond to that
I'm
one.
not allowed to sleep.
No one's ever said nothing so nice to me.
Why is this in the paper? Oh goodness, pon gracious. This guy, I'm off to Australia. Yeah. Going to the outback to be in my Jeep Wrangler.
Non-spawn.
I guess just to what you were saying about imparting wisdom about the current call center employees, it's not their fault.
Yeah.
Ever.
They also don't like it.
They also like don't want to be doing probably what they're having to do.
Right,
And it's
right.
like the I guess compartmentalizing the person you're talking to and the company that you are trying to communicate with are not like the same.
Yeah.
They're not one-on-one. They don't have the same responsibilities, and like in a lot of cases they're just as clueless as you are when you call in, and they probably have as much information as you do, but like they're going to figure it out as you go. So as long as you understand that at the beginning of the call and you don't just jump on there and you're like, you need to tell me why this happened because you work at this place. And so obviously you know everything that there is to know about this.
Yeah.
That's the wrong mentality to have
Right.
when you hop on the phone. I
I
think.
feel like any of that kind of resilience and endurance was helpful for the creator kind of kickoff experience. Getting into YouTube was a little easier because you're used to being very tired.
Maybe I've never thought like you mean like comments, like getting comments.
Oh no, just purely like the kind of persistence needed to get that career going. Knowing the feeling of being burned out, and actually I guess having a job where you don't have to talk to anyone if you don't want to.
Yeah, I think that was definitely a good thing where it was like I'm gonna make these videos and nobody's gonna call me and yell at me.
Well,
That's always a plus.
wait till they do
perk.
text-to-speech YouTube support calls. We'd like to read you comments you've recently received on your new video.
Hello, sire. I have been tilling the field.
There is
They're
this
salting the lands.
The Mongols have destroyed my farm. The Dothraki.
Oh, just run the horde.
There is this thing that I remember vividly at the beginning of YouTube that I don't know if you guys will remember, where you don't have a following. And so when you post videos, the only people who see it are people who don't give a shit about you.
Yeah.
And so every
It's like a cold
comment
call.
is me. It is like a cold call, yeah. So
Yeah, it's
every
like they're upset that
nobody
you
cares.
got in front of their
And
eyeballs.
they're like, how dare you?
Yeah,
Why are
how
you
at it.
doing that? Just go sit down.
Do you guys
Yeah.
have the
You're already-
experience of like, I don't know why Shorts is so consistent with this, but I'd say 1 in every 5 YouTube Shorts that I get if I'm scrolling through it is a 4-view vlog of my day at the aquarium or something. It's like an oddly small scale.
Yeah.
And I have checked the comments on some of those because it's being shown. It almost feels like it shouldn't be shown publicly.
Yeah.
This is a post for friends.
It's accidental,
And then they post, like, here's me playing Batman Arkham Asylum with my brother.
Yeah.
And then it's like, hey, shut the fuck up,
Yeah.
stupid gaming bitch. It's just like, why would you leave
Right,
this? This
because
is crazy.
there are people like I remember Hannah Hart, who's like a sort of previous generation of YouTube a little bit, like when she started. I mean, her channel. I was watching a talk with her years ago, and she talked about how her channel started because she wanted to share herself cooking with a friend of hers that was not physically like located with it, and that was the best way to do that was to make a video on YouTube, and then it just so happened to be public.
Wow.
And that was like the first My Drunk Kitchen video.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And so like I can imagine she's like, well, what the hell? People are, oh my God, there's a bunch of people watching this video and it was just supposed to be for Lauren.
Yeah.
It starts out, "Hi, Lauren," you know?
Hello, Lauren. No one else.
Yeah.
Oh, she's rewatching this a lot.
Oh my gosh.
140,000
She made a bunch of
times.
accounts and it just keeps commenting.
I thought you
mean
were.
shit. She's
Yeah. Why would she say that?
So we should talk about the fact that you create under a pseudonym.
Do we?
You're like a Robert. What's the J.K. Rowling one? Robert Kindrell or whatever.
Oh yeah, Robert E. Lee.
Robert Galbraith. Is that it? That might be it.
Kingsley
don't-
Shacklebolt.
Robert Galbraith.
Oh, I guess she's kind of doesn't really.
So I'm trying to say you're basically the same as her. Anyway,
she isn't really subscribing to gender norms. I guess her name is flexible. That's interesting.
Oh yeah, that's
Doesn't
kind of
bother her at
weird.
all.
Yeah. Okay. So, but you create under a pseudonym, and the reason I bring that up is because you were talking about when you first started YouTube, and the reason that I don't have that experience is because the first videos I posted, I shared with my Facebook friends.
Oh.
And so the first people watching my video were people I knew in real life.
Nobody knew that I was posting
Yeah.
videos in my real life. So
Yeah.
yeah, that does make sense.
Yeah. So that makes sense that you were literally an anonymous person. You're
Yeah.
like when someone turns up with no identification. That's like
A
you.
John Doe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jason Bourne.
I just floated onto the beach.
I don't remember anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, have you seen these alpha male podcasters?
Yeah.
What the hell? Why do I have this training? I'm able to make fun of these guys.
yeah.
Her voice kind of sounds like somebody who asked me if I strongly agreed with my service.
Here we
I
go.
just like every
Yeah.
I
All the
give a
people
take
watching it,
and then I'm like
this-
strongly agree,
Yeah.
disagree,
This
strongly
lady's voice
disagree.
kind of makes me really angry, and I don't know why.
I just really want to hang up. We're not on the phone, but I want to hang up on her.
I'm on a date. Shut the hell up. Do you wait? Did you even at any point question mark whether you should use your real name?
No.
Just day one.
No,
good
it's.
one.
I think it's too hard to remember. It's just like it's a thing in my whole entire life of just people getting my name wrong, never remembering my name, and so that was in real life, like when you're face to face with people, and so I was like, on the internet, nobody's gonna remember my channel name if I'd use my real name.
That's so interesting because I feel like an idiot for using my real name.
Do
Because
you?
people ask me if Jarvis Johnson is a stage name, and I'm like, no, that's just the one I was given.
Go ahead.
Was that an option?
Do you need like a guardian's maiden name?
I would have done something
What the
way
hell?
cooler.
I could,
What would you have done?
Blaze.
Blade.
Yeah, like
Ryan
Sicko
Gosling.
Killingsworth.
from Hogwarts.
Yeah,
The murder teacher.
I teach knifery.
I mean, if either of us was in one of those books, it would be called, Indentured O Servitude.
Yeah, I think
Chattel Slaver Radio.
what did I say my name would be? My name would be like Halfsy Black and White or whatever. Wait, I
Caramello
think I dreamed something like this.
Caramello Contrasty.
Caramello contrast. Oh my god, I definitely
I can't believe she called a character Georgia. Every single time I think about that, I'm like, actually impressive that she got away with that. That her and Robert got away with that.
Yeah, he said I tweeted downloading Hogwarts Legacy just so the game can call me Halfsy Shackle Black.
It'd be great if there was like because I know there was something of a conscious effort in the development of that game to, distance itself from some of the fucking wonky ideologies, psychopath
Right.
behavior of J.K. Rowling / Robert E. Lee, whatever. Slash the Jinx. And they I know one of the things was like, they included there was a trans character very early in the game. It would be fun if whenever you do an actual J.K. Rowling style name, if you make like a black character and you include the word shackle or something, the game goes like, "You sure?
Yeah.
No. There's something. Oh, there's a bug. We can't write that.
Oh, whoops! Error. That name's been taken.
This is an offline game.
Yeah,
but it's a
Nobody
character.
was taken. We saved some just in case.
Oh, it's It's uninstalling.
It was a character we cut, so you're not allowed to use the name.
No. That word is not yours.
That word is not yours.
23
It turns on a webcam to look at you. It's like, hold on.
It's looking at me and be like,
Yeah, interesting.
some of the word.
Yeah, you can use half of the word.
First or last half.
Oh my god.
What were you saying about race?
So, dude, what
didn't I
isn't she
say?
saying? Do you
Joe Brad is America. Let's go, dude.
do you ever feel like a plastic bag? Do people
Drifting through the safari.
Safari. Oh man, I bet when you said the guy at the aquarium or whatever, I was like, he is a water tiger.
I know.
Of world.
I absolutely consciously thought I cannot say the zoo.
No.
Jeez, I need to stop talking about desert-based animals and also a whale.
So, does anybody outside of like family, I guess friends, but like, are there many people in your real life who know what you do now?
Not many. I mean, it's just like close friends. I think that some people recently found out at my old job, but that was very recent. It was like right before I came here.
Oh, really?
How did you find out that they found out?
I had a group text with a few of my old coworkers. I haven't talked to them in a really long time. And then the other day they like just out of the blue messaged me and were like, "Oh, just like saw your stuff and you like great job." And I was like,
Oh, wow.
I was like, I have questions. I want to know.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I want to know how that happened because it's been 2 years
Since you looked at me. Sorry, sometimes whenever someone says we just sing the song, the song 1 Week by Bare Naked Ladies. So, it's been 1 week since you looked at me. All right, it's fine.
Found out what I do.
This is not a very accessible podcast.
I no longer work at a call center.
Yeah.
In 1 week since you called me up. Do you agree, strong agree, disagree, medium agree, or not? Oh, look at some silly shit.
Yeah, I do.
I'd like to get a little nasty with it, actually.
We were talking about etiquette content.
Oh, yeah.
And so for those who don't know, etiquette is like how you be high class. Polite and high class.
In
And
kind of a traditional sense.
Yeah.
very traditional sense.
Meal etiquette, putting your forks in the right place.
Like, remember
napkins
Black
and-
White?
Oh my god!
Remember
dude.
the etiquette
Oh my
class?
god, dude!
Yeah.
Like, hey, what can a black kid do that's the opposite of what you normally do? Being nice.
Etiquette class.
Going to
The
like,
white people, they're going to make a rap song. And the black people are going to be nice.
white people are gonna go to soul poetry.
Right, yeah. They send in Black White, the TV show, the two families swap races.
Yeah.
And
That's standard, you know.
standard fare. And they're like, what do black people do? They do poetry and they talk about the black struggle. So they have them go to like museums and they have them like go to poetry class and shit. They're like, what do white people do? They send the 16-year-old to etiquette class. Which feels racist. And is.
And he is he's just disinterested.
Yeah.
He's not like that. He's not anything you could classify as having like, he's not impolite.
But then the
or
boys from
anything.
etiquette class
Yeah.
call him the N-word.
Yeah, they're so bad.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I guess because of that, we're kind of emphasizing etiquette it's arbitrary, right? It's like, it's not like be empathetic or kind or insightful. It is just don't have the wrong vibes. Do the right thing.
Yeah.
Be trad.
Yeah. So we've trad. So
Hang on, I gotta get going.
we just share the same brains and we talk too much.
One of us is gonna have to change.
Okay.
If you're watching this, Chad has a great video on etiquette content that you can go and watch on Chad's channel. If you haven't heard or seen Chad's content, you were one of my favorite creators on YouTube.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you really are. You really are.
Thanks.
Oh yeah, me as well.
And you can just keep not saying anything.
Yeah.
I love you.
It's his
man.
programming. He's
I fucking
still
love gameplay.
There's like sparks coming out
There's
of
no
your ears.
gameplay. There's no gameplay. She doesn't play games.
No, but like playing the game, pick up style.
And yeah, I guess while we're here on Compliment Corner, which is what we did with Link, yeah, you're one of my favorite creators on YouTube. You're one of my dearest friends. Fuck you. And and I'm so proud of you and your growth and sort of coming into this wacky job that we do. And you're doing great, and I'm super proud of you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Stop.
All right.
It's too nice.
I am very sincerely a big chat enjoyer.
Yeah.
Big Chad mode. The nation,
Big-
your word.
Big
The Chad
man.
Nation. The Big
Chad
Chad Nation. The
Nation.
nation of Chad in Africa.
But also, I think we're newer friends.
Oh, sorry, it is me. I am from Chad in Africa.
Well, is this a French one? It could be.
It could be. Okay, sorry. You were
one
saying
of the-
you're new friends.
What is it? The Catholic one? Sometimes that Catholic.
I'm so sorry I did this.
You just disrupted
I
everything.
know. I just disrupted
No,
a
that's
very
the
kind
element
moment.
about our lives, right? We go a little back and forth. We're crazy. I'm random as fuck, basically.
It's random.
But it's
XD.
nice to have. We've known each other a little while, but we've not spent much time in person, and I feel like we are friends now, like friendly Wendy's.
Friend of Wendy's.
Friendly Wendy's.
I now declare
That's-
you friends.
Now declare us friends.
Yeah.
In the state of Florida exclusively.
State
The
of
Florida Boxing
Tampa.
Commission has declared that you are now friends
Lincoln was
legally.
no longer with us. He is in Tampa.
Yeah. Okay, let's start with elegant ladies never eat sandwiches like this. Can we just talk about before we click?
Can we take a guess? And you've seen this
I
one?
know. I
Okay.
haven't seen this one, but I know exactly what the format is.
Okay. So so we'll just try to do a cold read here.
Yeah.
And then you can tell us how we match up.
I'll rate. Yeah.
Okay. So the funny joke is that never eat sandwiches like this, and it's like a meatball sub, and that's like no lady can eat that. But I think she's gonna talk about specifically how you go into the sandwich.
Do you not get the whole thing in your hand? You maybe chop it up into more
Oh yeah, you
into
use like a
politer
fork and
single
knife.
bite slices, or she deconstructs it like a psychopath.
Oh,
you know,
dear.
torturing a bug. Or
Also,
something.
why does that pretzel feel like it?
I was
Uncanny
gonna
Valley
talk about the
size?
pretzel because it's like not a regular pretzel, but it's not a jumbo pretzel.
Right.
there
What's
should be
the deal?
more than
So it's like,
one.
what's the point?
Yeah, it's like it looks like an individually wrapped regular pretzel.
And there's so much sandwich.
That's like Mama Bear. It's like
Yeah.
the middle one.
Yeah, it's a very strange pretzel. All right. Why'd you have to word it like that?
Okay, so the first version for the audio listeners is shove the whole thing in.
Which, if you'll notice, she's not even shoving the whole. it's just a normal bite.
She's even
prude.
being elegant.
Yeah.
She's even being elegant in the way she describes the bad way.
Yeah.
Don't shove the whole thing in like this.
Takes a normal.
A regular
just
human
does
Yeah.
what
bite with a
people
little
do.
finger raised. Look at that. Come on.
Their fingers even raised. No. Play with their
Oh.
food. No, you can't take the
Okay.
You can't take the bacon off of your sandwich, especially if you're a vegetarian.
I do not.
Yeah, that's unladylike. It's
Don't
unladylike
mess
to
with
have,
the structure of the sandwich
Yeah.
in any way.
that includes making the sandwich itself. So
You're
you're
not
not even
allowed to
allowed
make
the
sandwiches.
You're allowed to eat
Don't even
each
think
ingredient
about it.
individually. I like a little finger waggle. What?
Oh, I have seen this one. You're
Pile food inside. So she's putting.
so it's like if you have a barbecue sandwich and coleslaw on the side,
Uh-huh.
you're
Oh,
not
that sounds
supposed to
delicious.
join. It does, yes.
have any-
but you're not supposed to like put the coleslaw on top as you're supposed to in most
that-
cases. Or,
Like if there was,
common. I tend to just bite.
I feel like people do that.
Yeah.
But what about sandwiches where you're expressly supposed to dip the sandwich in something?
yeah, like a sauce.
Yeah.
You have to leave.
Yeah.
You have to get out as quickly as. Wait, what about like we just went to Waffle House. I'm putting syrup on my waffles.
Yeah.
I'm not supposed to fucking stuff.
Stop piling food on
Stop
top.
putting food on top of your
Yeah.
food.
No,
Yeah, no. In fact, by
no
that
plate.
by that logic,
Don't
sandwiches
salt.
should not be allowed.
Don't salt your things.
Sandwiches, by definition, are food on top of food.
Eating bread.
Oh, here's what you
Okay,
do.
here's the correct
She does
way.
use a knife.
She cuts
Hold
it
on.
into
No,
small-
she's gonna pick it up after she cuts it.
Cut a small. Dude, the
She's
fact
gonna
that she
pick it
threw
up.
the word graciously in here makes my skin crawl. As I'm reading this comment. Cut a small piece off and graciously bite.
Mm-hmm.
See,
She cut because she did not graciously cut. Look how bad that cut is.
that is a very non-gracious cut.
Yeah.
She whiffed, dude. Needs a steak knife.
Yeah, she tried to cut it with a butter knife, and it's clearly a strong.
Yeah,
piece
she's
of
trying
bread.
to cut through like a loaf of sourdough.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Oh, she didn't even eat the whole bite that she cut off.
Right,
It needs
because
to
that
be
would be
smaller.
unladylike. You have to eat very slowly.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's like the way to be ladylike is to like take 5 hours to
Yeah.
eat your sub
Don't enjoy
from
yourself.
Jersey Mice.
Yeah.
Don't open it and look at the ingredients. Don't move it around. Leave the coleslaw on the plate. Do not eat that today.
Yeah, I feel like this. Like, I don't understand why the elegant lady tips are for like the sandwich shack or whatever, wherever she got the sandwich.
The pudding coleslaw, that I can't believe. She could have wrapped this up with, don't eat the coleslaw by itself. Do put it on there. And I would have read that as much etiquette. I would have been like,
Yeah,
oh,
it's
it's
like,
just
just
like a
what is it all?
process.
It's all just
Yeah.
arbitrary. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the video ended with her like, it all ends up in the toilet.
Yeah.
And then just like how it goes. Remember that.
So that's the one of the things that I encountered is you're not allowed to say toilet in these.
Oh, do
in
you
these kind
say
of things.
washroom or restroom?
No, you don't say it at all. If you need to
Indispose-
go to the, this is like in the intro of my video, but if you need to use the bathroom, the only acceptable way to announce that is to say, excuse me, one moment. And you're not allowed to like say restroom. You're not allowed to say restroom or bathroom or wash. You're not allowed to. They're like, you don't need to say what you're doing.
That's what an
and then
assassin
one of
does
them
before they
Yeah.
think
Opens
they're
the top
hit.
of the
I
toilet.
okay, literally, yes. That was my stance on it. But one lady
Excusez-moi,
was
I
like,
must do poo-poo.
because you're not a child. That's what she said. You don't need to announce what you're doing because you're not a child.
Not everybody poops, actually.
No.
You have to be
Only
mysterious.
children poop.
Only children poop.
little
Everybody
loser.
grows out of that.
Oh
Only
my God,
children-
you poop?
Oh my God, I stopped doing that
You little
in
freak.
8th grade.
Gross.
disgusting.
Only children give information about what they're about to do.
Excuse me. I would be so worried.
Excuse me.
Excuse
Yeah,
me.
excuse me one moment. I'm
Where
gonna,
did Jordan go? And then it's like JFK is like driving through
It's
the
just
fucking.
a laser pointer in the hotel.
bouncing around.
And then he's like back. He's like taking off gloves. Where did you go?
I come back and my fingerprints have been removed. Like,
Owie.
Owie.
it stinks. I'm holding
Oh,
a
dude,
suitcase.
the sandwich is hot. Why do you have 4 passports?
You can pass me one of my passports.
Oh yeah. This one's for Australia.
Are these typically by the same set of people, or is there a lot of different creators doing this? Or is
I only saw like 4 main ones, I think, and then everybody else was just like in between all the other ones.
Well,
but
not
there were-
everybody can be elegant.
Not everyone. It's not for everybody.
Have you improved
Not
yourself?
everyone has the time.
True.
You get hungry.
Have you harnessed the powers from watching these?
Yeah,
Oh,
I did at the end of my video. I did. I did.
we'll
do
have to
that.
watch the video.
So you gotta watch
Just
the
tear
video.
a sandwich apart. Do an epilogue where
I ravaged a sandwich.
I'm going to the toilet and then throw it in the toilet. One piece at a time. Coleslaw in your mouth.
Yeah, you spit coleslaw onto the sandwich into the toilet.
like a mama bird.
Yeah.
Just like-
Royalty-free metal playing in the background.
Instead of like Kevin McLeod #1. Don't announce your code.
oh, see?
Simply excuse
God, that
yourself.
sounds elegant as fuck.
The laugh.
Oh, that was the whole thing.
Hated it. That was the.
That was
Oh,
the
that was
whole
all right.
thing. So
Come on. Give us more
Just like Mrs. Incredible.
basic lady etiquette tips.
She's actually pretty cool. I actually really like
What?
her a lot.
I don't.
okay, when does this apply? Like very often.
When you're getting on
to
a
anyone.
city scooter etiquette.
This is a new person.
Or like you're in Italy or something.
Yeah. When you're in Italy on your
Her name is Sofia Meribel.
How would you describe this one to an audio-based listener?
there's a man in what looks like swimming trunks sitting on a motorcycle and she's
AKA a city scooter.
mounting in the process of mounting the scooter behind him.
In a very cavalier way.
Yes,
Maybe that's
she's very. I think she's meant to be doing the wrong version of how to get onto this bike.
She's getting onto it like a cowpoke.
Yeah, she's got to levitate onto it like Peach.
She needs an umbrella and then float down.
Right,
into
just
it.
float. Yeah.
The true proper etiquette is to upbeat.
Yeah.
Past ledge and
It's
onto
like you've got to
bike.
do a float cancel onto the city scooter. Sorry, that's a Super Smash Brothers reference.
Oh, I've never heard of that. Yeah.
Joke.
What the?
What?
Oh no!
Oh, that's really odd.
That's just
There's
shamey.
no way. Okay, I didn't see this one. This is
God.
so
Helpful.
pointed.
Yeah, this is so pointed. This reminds me of that account that's like People of Walmart or something like that.
You're right. It does
Yeah.
have that. Just
should-
this like
saying
taken
people, yeah.
discreetly behind somebody.
We say it cut to a photo of two innocent bystanders just riding a motorbike, and I don't know, it is because her lower back is visible.
Yeah.
These are strangers, or better yet, these are just maybe they just found it online. It's really low res.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a really low res photo.
And then she goes, No.
Don't live your
She
life
goes,
your
I
way.
would never.
I would never do such a
I
thing.
would
Couldn't
never
be me.
seen this.
What's this one? So we got a boy.
So this is gentleman etiquette.
Oh, this is for the boys.
This is one
the
for the
fellas.
boys.
Okay.
For the
Finally, a
sad
little bit of
boys.
representation, huh?
Yeah, finally.
These damn broads giving us a little time on the bike.
The ladies aren't the only ones who get to be elegant.
We have good
Okay.
manners when dining with your date. Hashtag good manners, dating manners.
Yep.
Relationship
Yeah, that's
dating,
it.
advice, dating.
got
Dating
it.
tips.
You got it, dude.
When walking your date to your seats, never sit across from her from the table. Don't let each of you just casually walk to your table either.
Oh my god.
When walking to your table, lead her to where she's gonna sit and then casually sit next to her.
I want to chaotically sit next to her.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Look at me.
I think that
I'm crazy.
I feel like it's respectful to sit across from your date.
I don't think I would. It's easier.
It's easier also to have
I
a
feel like-
conversation.
on the old neck.
Unless specify, it was like, hey, can you sit next to me?
Yeah.
You know, I would rather sit beside you or something. Like if it's communicated.
Yeah, if it's communicated. But I think that this is like that way it's easier to make moves on her. Because you don't have to reach across the.
yeah.
Because now you can do one of these. You can like put your hand on her thigh, and you can do X, Y, and Z. What else do you ever
You
do?
can
on dates? I don't
establish
know.
Kino, one of the
Yeah.
essential stages in the game pickup strategy.
That's a real thing. and a
Demonstrate
real term.
value. That's another one. And I can't remember the others because I only heard this on a
one.
podcast.
Cut a hole in a box. Step 2, put your junk in that box. And good manners, let her open the box.
Always be a gentleman and pour her drink before pouring
Save
your
her
own.
first. What the fuck?
I think it's a
Serve.
Save her.
What's in that water?
Attach your oxygen mask before assisting others.
Save her first.
Yeah, it's fizzing.
Get in the way. When you excuse yourself to go kill someone, save her first.
Napkin on the table, make sure you unravel it and put it on her lap.
No.
She'd be like, yeah, that's insane.
You lost me
This
there.
is so much like setting her up. Like it's like place her in like a real doll. Sit her down. Place a cloth up
She
across.
can't
her.
like
do
a-
anything for herself.
Make sure to pick up the food by hand and shove it into a silly
Cut
mouth.
her sandwich into tiny
like
pieces.
like one of those dolls you have to feed with a bottle. It disappears.
Yeah.
This is etiquette to learn how to take care of a kid.
For her. Do this for her before doing your own napkin. Always put food on her plate before putting any food on yours.
She's not a child. Okay, I'm sorry.
Putting food on it. Why isn't it coming on plates? Why is the food coming in?
Yeah.
You take the truffle fries and put them onto your date's plate.
She's reaching and you grab her wrist.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
The rules.
those are not good. Those wrists, those hands
Cut
of yours
that
aren't
out.
good here.
No.
Throw her hands away.
Hey, stop it.
Hey, quit it.
you. Stop it.
They love it. No, this is so infantilizing.
It is especially the napkin, just like reaching because it's very close to like not close, but like dressing someone,
Yeah.
like putting a
Yeah.
jacket on a kid or
Yeah,
like putting a
exactly.
jacket on someone, helping someone tie their shoes.
Exactly. Yeah,
It's
it's
like
like what my
something
mom
in
would do
that-
for me when I was
Yeah.
a baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I ask, for a little consensus here. You go to a casual bar like this, date or just hanging with people. You get food, full restaurant. You putting a napkin on your lap.
No.
Shit's crazy to me.
Yeah.
I need my napkin for my damn face.
Well, yeah, if you're using it on your face, I feel like it's just like easier to have.
That's
Yeah.
the more
Up here.
needed area.
Yeah.
I don't think that you usually get a cloth napkin at a restaurant like this.
And like in the outside.
Yeah.
Dude, there's like a bench outside a bodega.
Yeah, this is like a Dave and Buster's.
Yeah, these are the good event for.
Can we go back and watch her reaction as he's putting the napkin?
She-
Because I
Yes.
know she's part of this, but
I do like the part where, he
Same.
looks into the camera right before he puts the cloth on her.
Actually, sit next to her. Always be a
Sorry,
gentleman.
Why is the mix on the ding? All of this so messed
also
up?
the buzzer is so like
Loud.
abrupt.
Yeah.
It legitimately like hurts.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it does.
so
the
loud.
first one made me
Chimes
flinch.
in my ears.
And pour her drink before pouring your own. If there's a napkin on the table, make sure you unravel it.
He's like, this
weird.
is a napkin.
He goes, "This, I'm gonna tuck you in now.
Yeah.
99.
Bedtime."
and put it on her lap for her. Do this for her
She-
before
He's like, what do you,
doing, man?
look at her face.
She-
What do you think I am? Some kind of kid?
She looks confused and annoyed.
What
and
is
she's
she
in on it.
supposed to do? Because she like didn't say anything. But are you supposed to like thank him for putting the?
No, she doesn't say anything because she's an
Is it
object.
rude to say thank you?
But she's
Yeah,
still,
shouldn't do
elegant
that.
ladies don't do that.
she's still learning to talk.
your own napkin. Always put food on
God
her
damn
plate
it.
before putting any.
What food are they eating? What is that?
Plantain chips?
They look like big chips. You don't have to put that.
It's nachos.
It looks like the type of thing that you would not handle with a knife and fork, but I don't know what it is.
He's having to use them like chopsticks. I'm gonna
Yeah.
catch them.
I truly can't tell what
I
that
don't
is.
know what it is. They
I am-
picked. Here's the thing. Here's what's obvious. They picked a terrible food to demonstrate this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Serve her first. One big chip. Madam.
Yeah, he's got the like
gets
he's
this-
got the loaded nachos. He's trying to like break out the like jalapenos and all the shredded cheese that's melted.
Please don't put any of the ingredients on the nacho. That is
Oh my
against
God.
the rules.
Oh, don't put food on food.
Don't pile food on
Don't
food.
put food on food.
When your date tells you what she wants,
This is my favorite part. So he serves her, and then he goes, and for me, a
when
single
your date
chip.
tells you what she wants,
That's all
take
I'll
the
have.
initiative and order for her. Trust
Wait,
me, she's
wait.
gonna appreciate.
Wait.
So-
Did he say when she?
He said that when she tells you what she wants, tell the
When your
waiter.
date tells you what she wants, take the initiative and order for her.
Oh.
The phrasing is it. The emphasis is weird.
So I think he just means it does sound very, very
Yeah.
weird, but I think he means like if you're conversing, you're talking about it, and she's like, "Oh, I think I'm gonna get this," and then the waiter is like closer to you, and you're already talking. You
Yeah.
just go ahead and do it. But I don't want to give
Yeah,
him that much
starts talking.
understanding.
I do like the idea that you're like, I'll have the burger. She'll have the burger.
She'll have the burger.
She was gonna say like bourbon. She
Yeah.
just wanted a whiskey.
She's like, oh, bourbon. She also the bourbon.
A bourbon as
The
well.
burger and the bourbon.
I'll take the bourbon.
And then for the meal, I think I'll have the lasagna. She'll have the lasagna.
Chef lasagna flipped. She'll have it upside down, no sauce.
It's like Elon Musk like trying to get credit for doing things that already exist.
Oh yeah.
Where it's like, no, the lasagna, but it's in the shape of a doge.
How about a tweet, but it's longer.
Yeah.
But it's annoying. You have to click and see the rest of it.
I want that.
Wait, you were saying you're like a big Elon supporter.
Oh, I did say that.
Oh,
I was just talking about that
Yeah.
in detail.
Elaborate, please.
Yeah.
So I've already have.
So
It was like 30 minutes.
you couldn't stop talking about it. It
I
was
will.
like really
I
upsetting.
will do it.
You kept
I'll
pointing
stop.
at the Doge and being like, "Do you guys remember from the meme, guys? The coin."
Just kidding. It was a joke.
I wonder what the ratio is between, because I almost feel like generally, and you'll be the authority on this, etiquette, I think is quite gender coded. I think that's quite kind of like
codes
trad
into, like,
boarding
gender
school,
rules.
Yeah.
yeah, like Catholic girls'
Yeah.
school etiquette. Whereas I don't know, chivalry or something is like the trad mask equivalent.
Yeah.
It's interesting to call putting a. I wouldn't think of doing things for other people's eating situation as etiquette. Because isn't it what you do? You know, like which forks you use or whatever is.
Yeah.
So like which forks you get for someone else.
It's like if he was the one taking the knife and the fork and doing cutting a small piece of the sandwich and then putting it, placing it graciously in her mouth.
Graciously stuffing it all at once or whatever.
Yeah, I want to see that.
How to call a waiter elegantly.
Waiter.
Okay, you're not
Okay,
allowed
don't
to do...
snap.
That's just mean.
That's just rude.
Okay, so the first example was her
She
come hither.
How is that ever going to be effective? Yeah, I haven't done that in so long.
My finger, it hurts.
It hurts, yeah.
Moving
It's not
the
natural.
wrong part. Oh, it's making a finger crack. Yeah, hey, if you're fine now. Did anyone guess what the other bad ones are? The other bad, like,
I
summons?
want this one, and then
that.
this one.
Oh.
Marron!
Or if
Come
you're, or
on.
maybe this, like,
Oh, what about, wait, no, not that. That's a threat.
Just raising a fist.
you're just like,
Yeah.
Well, what about this? Me hungry. Like rubbing your tummy.
It's like a sim.
Banging your knife and fork on the table.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, there it is. Waving, getting angry.
Don't do that.
What?
so you have to raise your hand like a frat dude in class.
With 2 fingers? What is that?
You gotta shoot the sky. Like a race. Like a race is starting.
Isn't putting up 2 fingers the wrong way what gets Michael Fassbender killed in Inglourious Bastards? Is
Yes.
that what she's doing? 2? He's gonna get
That
shot in
is
the
so
balls.
funny. I like the combination of. It feels like it's a code for something. Like she puts this up and then she nods.
And you know.
2.
You know.
It's like, yeah, that'll work because it's basically the same as one of the things you said not to do, which is raising your hand.
Well, the last one, that is essentially the same thing that she's doing here. The last one she did.
Yeah.
It was just, she was holding up all her fingers.
Yeah, exactly. And she just like did it. She like shook it around.
Yeah. Not that one. No, not that one. There.
Yeah, that's just being shy.
That's,
She's like, you're not owning it enough. You've got to be like,
You must salute. Garçon, I'll take the egg.
a single egg and loaded nachos.
Shelled.
Extra.
have you guys seen
I'll have an omelet shelled.
Have you guys seen the TikTok trend where you show how you ask for the check at the restaurant?
No.
With Riz or etiquette?
With no, I don't know how to explain this to you. It's just like people, they're not actually asking for the check, but they a very dramatic version and show how they would ask for the check, and it's like who does it best.
Is it?
It's like a
comedy or
performance. Yeah, it's
Oh,
comedy.
that's funny.
Yeah,
That's funny.
Because there could be a comedic avenue for this, but they're also damn sincere. Did you find any like funny, like silly etiquette? Like, eat your fork. That'd be funny,
yeah,
right? Is that-
yeah. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
there's.
It's fucking funny.
So this one seems to be taking
What?
place at a movie theater. This is from Sophia, our Italian queen.
Oh, she's back.
This is cinema etiquette.
Cinema etiquette.
Avoid.
Part 1.
Why does this gotta be sped up?
Avoid going through your.
And don't.
Okay. Oh. Okay.
Face them? Wait, what does it say? Did it say especially ladies? What did it say?
So there's a woman, again, just for the audio listeners, there is a woman shuffling, as we all have to,
Oh, especially ladies.
past other theater movie watchers, but shuffling, facing the screen, and just being, I don't know, grabbable. What's that point? I don't understand.
It's rude to face away from them.
And then you have to look at your back.
Yeah. The correct way is to make eye contact with everyone as you walk by.
I'm so sorry. I'm so incredibly sorry. I'll hold their hand while you do it. Can you
It's
help
also
me?
just not a place that I feel like you need to be that prim and proper. It's like a grungy movie theater.
There's like a bunch of them where, like I told you, they don't like yoga pants or like, and it's just like there's even one where it's like don't wear yoga pants in your own home, or don't eat food while you watch TV, and because it's a lifestyle, like a constant thing. You gotta
it's
not something that turns off when you're like, it's not, that's the difference is like etiquette classes are for dining or like for special events. But then these are just like, you need to be doing this for the rest of your life forever and no breaks. This is just what you do everywhere.
What an exhausting way to live.
Yeah, literally. When you were telling me about not being able to wear sweatpants and eat food at home.
Yeah, it was just like, ladies, don't wear sweatpants when you're at home and don't. Oh, it's also ladies, don't slouch when you're at home, like on the couch. So you need to like keep your back straight and like maintain your posture.
Facing the world.
Yes.
Yeah. Face.
Yeah, you do a green line test. Okay. Well, this used to be me.
Oh, yeah.
You've seen this one.
I've seen similar.
This used to be me.
Oh.
I was at my worst.
Hang on.
Interesting.
This used to be me. I hopped out of
I had an
rooms.
accident. I fell.
That was like also the fakest looking accident ever.
Oh, dude. That's a very HD CCTV camera.
This used to be me. I was at my worst.
Like
It was just like
this is like bad jumping form.
Why was she hopping out of the place?
I was at my worst. I was
why
at
were
my
you
worst.
hopping out of
Being trashy.
Bringing the drink.
I was at my worst, going back and forth over just hopping out of the thing. I was at my worst.
I was like doing hurdles.
I was airborne.
That was awful.
Dude, when you get so slow, you just can't help but run track.
Yeah, who took the photo of her in front of the toilet?
And then put
black and white filter on it.
I don't know.
Or is this security footage of the bathroom?
Healthy and not looking after myself.
Why did that look like a cut from that looked like something from a fucking reality show?
Yeah.
After myself. Honestly,
It does look like a reality
I was
show.
really unhappy.
That looks.
But one
This must be one.
Is this someone from a reality show?
Dude, look
I
at
think
this.
that is a reality TV shot.
day I decided to change. Today I'm living my best life.
Oh!
I cleaned
I would
up
never
my
jump
act.
again.
Oh!
You recognize it?
This is the woman I was telling you about who has the channel. She has a channel that isn't, the entire thing is about how to get a high class man.
Oh, how to be a lady so you can catch a man.
Where to meet high value men.
7 signs he's a
Low
low
value man. Get
Get
out.
out.
Yeah. 10 things that tell you're old money.
Get out.
What to gift a high value man? What to
What do
gift
you
a millionaire?
give a millionaire? That's a question that's a problem I have all
Wow.
the time.
What an interesting recoding of a very, kind of pretty classic 12 rules for life, Alpha Sigma
literally.
channel.
Yeah.
But wait, I recognize her as well.
I sent, you might recognize this because 3 years ago I sent this to you and Elizabeth and was like, should we talk about this?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Big time throwback. Do you
Look
ever feel-
effortlessly expensive.
Oh,
and
dude,
put
the Jordan
together.
Peterson video comes up. Of
Yeah, of
course, in a
course.
heartbeat.
Of course.
Have you ever felt obliged, not necessarily for the exact etiquette rules described, because these are deranged, but if you ever felt an obligation to be more ladylike? or
Yeah,
elegant?
I do make a couple comments about that in my video where it's this is I don't know if you've heard people complain about this before, but when even when you're a kid, how you sit is a big thing of getting
Jordan could take a few notes.
People, I moved the way I'm sitting a lot, and people like to put timestamps.
Oh yeah. No, I just mean in a ladylike fashion. It's you need to if you sit with your legs just slightly like this, it's
Oh, I see. You have to be kind of demure and chaste.
and it's just a really accepted criticism, I think, of young girls. And I've that's one of the things that I mentioned I've had experience with, where it's stop, you're doing that bad,
You're objectively wrong.
and you're just sitting also like this. with one leg up, kind of up here on a chair. That's not ladylike.
I didn't know.
What a physically uncomfortable way of living.
Yeah. You like this is the only acceptable way is just legs out in front of you, closed, and it's like any variation from that is bad.
It does seem like a point system almost. Where it's like, oh, you can do it. You'll just be 15% less. Sorry, you just won't be doing you well enough.
Yeah.
B.
You're
minus.
just not. You're not being as good as everyone else.
You've missed. You're actually bad. You low grade. Do you feel cleansed of that a little bit now, though?
Yeah, yes, definitely. I mean, there's other examples, just like talking loudly and I think that I have a personal theory that causes a lot of anxiety in people, just like when growing up a girl, it's harder to make jokes, I feel like, and be the funny one. I think it's harder because you have to like draw more attention to yourself. And that's something that is,
You're told not
at
to
least in my experience, was like looked down on or like not encouraged, where it's like you're just like the side, like shh, you need to like tone it down, or like shh, that's not, or it's like you're behaving in a way that's drawing too much attention and you need to, or just like saying something, and then you get to the point where you start to say those things quietly, and then that's when a dude says the same thing beside you loudly, and like the whole room just like breaks out in laughter. So I think that
You're a ghostwriter.
yeah. I think that it's the two kind of go hand in hand.
How did you like overcome some of those pressures, especially if you had people in your life that were telling you to like pipe down?
I don't know. I think I became more just reserved in those kind of circles.
So you adjusted like locally, like in that situation, but you were like, I'm going to keep being myself outside of this.
Eventually, I mean, obviously it's not as easy as just like deciding on that. But I think that it's better now, definitely. And YouTube has helped with that, when you're like, you say something and people laugh and you're like, oh,
cool.
Oh, okay. So I'm not just stupid. That's not a stupid thing. Sometimes I say things that aren't stupid.
Right. I definitely know what you mean. Because it's weird to like have people think you're funny. Like you try, you want to like make people laugh, but then when it actually happens, it's like, oh, so I'm not. Okay, cool.
Yeah. That's weird.
Yeah, okay, all right.
It is interesting only getting that feedback over text, though, a lot of the time.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think X video is bad or Y joke didn't land, but it sometimes is. Well, I don't think I'm that funny. I don't think it's. I wouldn't laugh out loud watching my video.
No.
Right.
But also,
I do laugh out loud watching your videos though sometimes. So. No, but the text thing is, sorry to interrupt you, but the text thing is so interesting because it takes a lot for someone to leave a text comment. But in real life, like there are so many people who will enjoy your stuff silently and just it brings so much value to their life and it like makes them laugh and blah, blah, blah. But they don't feel like they need to say it to you because they don't know you. And it's weird to leave a comment, and that's like the most normal. Like the people who leave comments, we appreciate you when they're positive, but it's the less usual. It's the less trodden path. It's the path less taken, rather than like casually consuming, which is what I do most of the time.
Were you at any point or amongst certain groups the funny one, or the charismatic one, or anything in that kind of?
I don't think so. Ever. No one's ever liked me. So I'm kidding.
Let's get into that.
Yeah,
joke,
no one
sorry.
likes me. They say I smell bad and my breath and
Yeah.
Well, that's true, but like, were you funny though?
Yeah. You cracking people up.
so I don't really remember that. I think I would like I had too many things working against me. Like I was homeschooled.
There's no audience.
Yeah. I'm just like talking to my mom. My mom told me I was funny.
Oh,
So
wait, that's awesome.
That's cute.
That's not a joke. That's awesome. Shout out, Mom.
You were the class clown.
I was the class clown, yeah. Not to brag, but
No, I feel like that type of validation is cool. Like I've never had any of that sort of validation from any sort of
yeah.
parental.
I don't know. She was. I mean,
Is she funny?
Yes, my mom is very. I feel like she could have been an actress. She's very. It just comes very naturally to her. One time I had her help me with a sketch, and I needed her to play somebody who was yelling at me and acting like she didn't know me. And she just like first take was immediately. I didn't need to do anything
That's
else.
awesome.
Just immediately was like yelling, and I was like, okay, and I was scared.
Yeah.
Too good.
Okay, all right. I still live here. Just I'm gonna come back. once.
No, I'm not really the person. So we're doing acting.
Well, I think this is a great place to end this episode of Sad Boys, but we are going to continue with another full hour of bonus content on patreon.com/sadboys, where I want to watch where to meet high value men.
Get
or
out.
one of these videos.
Get out.
I want to learn more about this lady, and I want to get your opinion because I've been meaning to show you this person for a long
Okay.
time. Patreon.com/sadboys. Thank you so much, Chad Chef, for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Is there anything you want to tell the people?
Go watch my video on the etiquette stuff. That should be
Hell
be
yeah.
posted by now.
Hell
and if it's not, it's not my fault.
If not, get in contact.
Yes.
Reach out.
Reach out. Follow
Where
me.
is the next video?
Follow me on stuff and yell at me and try and figure out what happened.
Call me on the phone.
Call the police.
Threaten me with violence.
Cool. Strong agree.
Throw me off a bridge.
Throw me off the fridge. Throw me off the fridge. We end every episode of Sad Boys with a particular phrase. We love you.
And we're sorry.
Boom.
But WikiTube hosted an article where they say that my real name is Chelsea, that I was a software developer before I did YouTube. It affected my real life.
Your name. Mm-hmm. And I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it right because I've only seen it written. You go by. Mm-hmm. But it's like.
Yeah.
Is that how you say it?
Gucci girl, how you doing? How you moving, girl? Moving, girl. How's your day looking? That future girl, yeah, we on.